very warm and a hearty welcome to each and every one of you from the entire team at BYJU'S Exam Prep. A very warm and a hearty welcome to all of you friends. After your Navratri celebration, we are back again with this very important and a sensational weekly current affairs for the month of October part 2. Since you guys are preparing for CLAT and other law entrance examination, this particular session will be absolutely important for each and every one of you, those who are preparing for CLAT and other law entrance examination. So a very good evening to all of you friends, a very good evening to all of you. Okay, great to see a lot of you, a number of known faces. Fantastic. Great to see you guys. Okay. So friends, we are back with this particular session wherein we shall be providing you with a number of important detailed analysis of the important legal developments that has happened in the week previous. So guys, first, let's understand why are we doing this session. We are doing this session for the simple reason that you guys must be aware of the kind of legal developments that have taken place, because the kind of questions that you get in your examinations, be it CLAT, be it ALIT, be it SLAT, be it Maharashtra CT, most of the questions are legal development based. So one must be aware of what has been the legal developments. Legal developments includes latest judgments, latest laws made by the parliament, and other things, of course. So what are those important things that we have seen insofar as legal developments are concerned? So we have a number of important judgments, the state of Maharashtra versus Madhuri Vante. Then you have Mukesh Singh versus state of Uttar Pradesh. Then you have Qazi Moinuddin and others. And then you have Kasi Ram versus ICICI Lombard. So these are the four important cases that we are going to discuss in this particular session. So this session we are going to discuss these four important cases, okay? But before we start, I would request each and every one of you to like this session and request your friends to also join in so that we have a number of students attending this session. This is, of course, for each and every one of you preparing for a number of law entrance examination for the year 2023. So guys, let's begin. Number one, the first important judgment, state of Maharashtra versus Madhuri Vinte. What happened in this particular session, in this particular case, and what did the Supreme Court said? Now, a married daughter, a daughter who happens to be married to a person cannot be said to be dependent on the mother for compassionate appointment. Now, what is this? I'm sure that most of you who are preparing for CLAT and other law entrance examination must be knowing what is compassionate appointment. Now, suppose the father dies. Suppose a father dies during his service, or a mother dies during her service where she is working. Now, there are certain service rules, service law, which says that the son, because when a mother or a father dies, when he or she is in an employment, there happens to be a financial crisis. Now, owing to that reason itself, the law is simply this. The law says that if a mother or a father who is working dies, then his son or the daughter will get an employment. That is the concept of compassionate appointment. Am I clear? So compassionate appointment simply refers to a kind of an appointment which is given to the heirs of the deceased who happens to be an employee. Might be in a government organization, might be in the railways, in the Indian Army, or might be somewhere else. Now, in this particular case, the Supreme Court held that the married daughter cannot be said to be a dependent on the deceased employee, that is her mother. Now, since she is married, okay, when a daughter is single, she is not married, she can get a compassionate appointment. But the moment the daughter is married to a man, she cannot claim. Am I clear? So a married daughter cannot be held to be dependent of the mother for the purpose of compassionate appointment. Suppose a 21-year-old woman is there, she is not married, her mother might be 57, 50, she dies. Can unmarried daughter can get a compassionate appointment, but a married daughter will not be able to get that compassionate appointment. Am I clear to each and every one of you? Is that clear, everyone? Please. Is that clear to each and every one of you? If the daughter is a widow, now the Supreme Court has not said something about that widow thing. We will see. We'll see when the case comes in the court. Okay. Now the Supreme Court feels, I understand your question, whether a widow can get a compassionate appointment. When a case comes to the court, what the court decides, judges decide this way, that way, then we get to know. Unless a case goes to the Supreme Court, we do not understand that, right? I understand. Okay. The whole objective of compassionate appointment is to sustain a family during the time of crisis. So when there is a time of crisis, now suppose a person, a mother or a father dies, there is a financial crisis. To understand, to subdue that financial crisis, we have this concept of compassionate appointment. The object is not to give the family a post much less than the post held by the deceased. So the concept of compassionate appointment is that fact that if the father has passed away or the mother has passed away in a particular post, give the son the same post so that they get those financial benefits like salary. Am I clear? Each and every one of you, is that clear? Okay. Am I clear to everyone? If you guys have any doubts, definitely you can ask me. Definitely, of course. Yeah. Okay? Okay. Okay. So, guys, let's move on. Okay. Okay, I think there are certain questions. Widow compassionate by her husband's family. Yeah. That is done. That can be done from the husband. From the husband's family, what Shubhanshu Raj, Shubham Raj has said is the right thing. Suppose a widow can get a compassionate appointment not from her father, but from the husband. If the husband dies, then the widow will get compassionate appointment. But whether a widow can get a compassionate appointment from the father, that is a question that the Supreme Court will have to answer someday or the other when an appropriate case reaches the court. Okay, I hope we have understood this particular session, this particular case. Okay. Can we move ahead? Okay, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, okay. Now, the next important judgment is Mukesh Singh versus State of Uttar Pradesh, wherein the Supreme Court held that the examination, now there is this concept of cross examination. Now, suppose there is a criminal trial or a civil trial relating to property, relating to something, whatever. There's a trial that happens. Somebody will say, Mr. X stole my mobile phone. Mr. Y will say, no, I did not steal the mobile phone. So the lawyers will ask tough questions. Where were you at 12 o'clock? You say that at 12 o'clock your phone was stolen. Where were you? Okay. What were you doing at that place? Show me a record that you are present over there. So there is a concept of cross-examination and examination in chief. Examination in chief is simply that you say that I, so and so, son of so and so, state that this thing has happened. Cross-examination is from the other side's lawyer who would ask you tough questions. Okay, you say that you were present at 12 o'clock in Delhi, in Delhi's Khan Market, but your mobile phone connection shows that at 5 o'clock you were not in Delhi. You were in some other place. That means they are going to cross-examine you. Just simple. So examination is chief is different and cross-examination is different. So the Supreme Court in this particular case held that both the cross-examination as well as the examination in chief must be recorded in the same day. You cannot tomorrow say that the recording of examination in chief will happen on a Monday, and on a Friday, on the next Friday, you will have the cross-examination recorded. That cannot happen. Simply put, the Supreme Court said that under the law, under the Evidence Act, under the Criminal Procedure Code, it is mandated by law. There is a law which says that both the examination in chief followed with this cross-examination must be recorded on the same day. Both of them has to be recorded in the same day. You cannot have two different things on a two different date. In other words, there cannot be an adjournment after examination in chief. So once examination in chief is done, is recorded in a court, so you have to do it in the same day itself. You cannot say tomorrow that Monday I'm going to do cross examination in chief and on the very next day, Tuesday, I'm going to do cross examination. That can never happen. Have I made myself clear? Is that clear? You cannot take any adjournment between those two, that is examination in chief and cross examination. Am I clear? Have I made myself clear? Any doubt? Okay. Okay. Fantastic. 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 Great to see you guys. Furthermore, what happened? A part of the examination in chief was recorded on 21/9/2022, and a request was made that the cross-examination will happen later. The Supreme Court said that is wrong. Both the things have to be done in the same day itself. You cannot take an adjournment just after examination in chief. Both the things has to be done together. You cannot say there cannot be a piecemeal like that. It has to happen in the same date itself. Is that clear, everyone? Any doubts? Okay. Moving on. The third important legal development of the week: land acquisition and compensation. What is land acquisition? Land acquisition simply means acquiring land by government entities. Now, the government tomorrow might feel that there is a requirement to construct a hospital or a particular police station or a road. Now, government does not own the entire country. You and I also own particular land. Now, what has happened in the last few years, suppose, there is a highway being constructed. Okay, from Delhi to Chandigarh, some highway, or Delhi to Jaipur, a highway is constructed. A lot of you might say, sir only gives example of Delhi. Unfortunately, I stay in Delhi. That's the problem. Okay, so suppose a construction is to happen. For example, a hospital, the government wants a hospital to be built in Delhi, in a particular place, and that land is owned by a private person. So under the law, the government has to compensate this individual to take over that land and convert that land into a hospital, a nursing home, a police station, a municipal corporation head office, the government land, whatever. Is that clear? Now, the Supreme Court has said that when there are multiple views relating to compensation, which view is to be adopted? Now, somebody might say, suppose the law says that within 30 days, within 50 days, within 90 days, this has to be done. If this is not done, then this has to be done. Within 3 months of the declaration of the notification, this has to be done, that has to be done. There are certain technical issues. The Supreme Court says that, listen, the view that gives justice has to be done, not a very technical view. Suppose the law says that after the notification of acquiring of a land, if the landowner has any problem, they have to give their grievances within 60 days. And suppose a man has given on the 62nd day. 62nd day, 2 days later, can the government say, no, the law says 60 days. 60 days. Why have you come after 62 days? Sorry. No. Is that clear? Am I clear? Am I clear? So technically, there might be certain technical problems. 60 days, 30 days, 35 days, whatever. For 2 days, 3 days, the government cannot say, oh, you came late by 2 days. You came late by 24 hours. We will not give you compensation. That cannot happen. Is that clear to each and every one? These kind of technical issues cannot take away justice, because justice is done keeping in mind both the parties, both the views, both the arguments and both the reliefs. Are you guys understanding? If you are liking this session, do press the like button, so that the only advantage that we get is out of your likes. Let me see how many of you are liking the session. There are 25, 28 people who are watching me live right now. Let's see. There are only 15 likes, if I can see. Okay. So, chalo, let's move on. Furthermore, the Supreme Court said that it is to be understood that the pith and substance is important. That is, justice is important and not technicality. Technicality is important, but when you know that, okay, suppose, for example, a person has done, suppose the law says if there is a notification within 60 days, you have to do this, you have to do that. Now, suppose a person has done it on the 65th day. Now, can justice just be taken away from him on the basis of a 24 hours delay or a 48 hours delay or a 72 hours delay? No. If there are two views, that view is to be advanced which gives justice, and not that view which is based on technicalities. Am I clear to each and everyone? All of you. Any doubt? Definitely you are most welcome to ask me your doubts. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, fantastic. Great to see that. Okay, so guys, keep on liking the session. Keep on liking the session because we need your likes. Before we move on, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you the All India Mega Mock for CLAT 2023. This is the second mega mock happening. The first is already over. The first All India mock is already over. This is the second mega mock challenge. This is going to take place between October 21st and October 31st. So you have a 10-day to attempt the second All India mega mock by BYJU'S Exam Prep. Now, this mega mock will give you a real CLAT experience. It will help you to understand for yourself your strength and your weakness. And you also get to identify how you should appear for this examination. Whether you should start with maths, whether you should start with GK, which suits you. Should you start with legal reasoning? Should you start with English? Depends. So, when you give more and more mocks, you get to understand for Mr. A, maths is the best. I do maths really well. I'll start with maths. Somebody might say, I'm not that great with maths, but I'm good with legal reasoning. I will start with legal reasoning. Somebody might say, no, I'm not that great with maths. I'm good with legal reasoning, but my forte is logical reasoning. I'm going to start with logical reasoning. So you get to identify this CLAT strategy. And believe you me, there is no mandatory CLAT strategy. Everybody is unique. Somebody might like mathematics, somebody might like GK, somebody might like legal reasoning, somebody might like logical reasoning. So, irrespective, okay, that's the important thing. Moving on to Gasai Ram versus ICICI Lombard. Motor vehicles claim. Now, what is motor vehicles claim? Now, suppose you're driving a vehicle. Vehicle means a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. Keep that in mind. More than, it's not a cycle, more than, it's a proper two-wheeler with a motor which is running on petrol, diesel, CNG, or right now you have electric vehicles, right? Now, what is this? Suppose a person has died due to an accident, due to a mishappening that has taken place in a road, whatever. There is this particular formula to decide compensation, and age of the deceased plays a very crucial role. So the person who is dead, his age plays a very, very crucial role in a motor vehicle accident claim. Age of the deceased plays an important role. Now, whether the age of the dependent, now suppose a man has died at the age of 28, he will get much more compensation than a man who has died at the age of 65, because a 28-year-old man has a huge life. He would have earned a lot in his lifetime. So the law is very simple. How do you get compensation in a motor vehicles claim? The lesser the age, more the compensation. More the age, lesser the compensation. You can understand. I hope you can, right? I hope you are able to understand that. Now, in this particular case, the Supreme Court held that age of the deceased, the person who has died, now suppose that man has died at the age of 28 or at the age of 18, young boy. He could have become the Chief Justice of India. He could have become a software engineer. He would have become some big man on earth. The age of the person who is dead matters. Not the age of the dependent. Not the age of the dependent. Is that clear? Is that clear to each and every one of you? Okay, so the age of the person who has died owing to a motor accident, a road accident, motor accident claims, that has to be taken into consideration, and not the age of the dependent. Is that clear to each and everyone? Any doubts? Any doubts? So the Supreme Court said that since the appellant was working in the informal sector appropriately, the appropriate standard would be 40% of the compensation determined. Consequently, it was declared, or rather directed, that the additional compensation on account of future prospect would be worked out at 40%. Now, let's not get into all these things. This will become a little technical for you. Let's scrap it. The law is very simple. The law says, lesser your age, you have a life ahead. सपोज आपका उम्र है आज 28 साल. सपोज मिस्टर ए का उम्र है आज 28 साल, मिस्टर ए. नाउ दिस 28-year-old मैन डाइज. Case number 1. Case number 2, a 90-year-old man who is half dead, who is half paralyzed, dies. Who should get more compensation? Who should get more compensation? Tell me that. I want to see your reply. Does the 90-year-old man gets more compensation, or the 28-year-old or that 18-year-old man gets more compensation? Give me your answers. The 28 or that 18-year-old, whichever example I gave. I don't remember 28 or 18. Right? Am I clear? So it is that which is made by the government. This is a particular law which is made by the government. And sir, can stenographer language is good skill for lawyer? Yes, stenographer. Yeah, it helps. Yeah. Okay. Is that clear? Do you all understand? So, the Supreme Court said that the High Court order, which says that, it did some wrong. They went into some ruckusness, then they said that, okay, the man who has died, he has an 18-year-old son or a 20-year-old son. No, the question is, what is the age of the man who has died? A 90-year-old man, a 70-year-old man, a 60-year-old man might have a son who is 18-year-old. But does it mean that a compensation has to be calculated on the basis of the son's age or the father's age who has died? Is that clear? Is that clear, everyone? Okay, I hope you guys are understanding this, right? Fantastic, brilliant. Okay. So guys, BYJU'S exam prep brings to you a test series. This particular test series will have 45 mocks. There will be 20 CLAT mocks and 25 non-CLAT mocks. So 20 CLAT and 25, which includes ALET, SLAT, BLET, Maharashtra CET and others. You will get 9,000 plus practice questions, tests, topic tests, all in 3 All India Mega Mock, along with video solutions, a detailed mock analysis, test series, and this particular examination, this mock test will be based on the real exam pattern. So you get what the real CLAT will look like. Furthermore, BYJU'S exam prep brings to you a 6-hour non-stop marathon. Current affairs, English, quant and legal reasoning on the 9th of October between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Do watch live on the YouTube platform. So guys, there are certain important crash course that is happening 7th, 9th, 10th, 12th, 14th, 16th, 17th, 19th. So every day we are bringing up with this particular crash course. Do join this particular crash course, which starts from the 7th of October, which did start from 7th of October, because today is the 11th of October, right? We had Nivedita ma'am's class, Krishnendu sir's class, Shalik sir's class. And we will have Ankur sir's, Nivedita ma'am's again classes lined up. Please take a screenshot of the same so that you don't miss any of these classes. So we have classes again from Krishnendu sir, Abhimanyu sir, Alpa ma'am and others, right? So guys, do subscribe and press the bell icon of BYJU'S exam prep. Do follow us on our Instagram, do like our Facebook page, do join our Telegram channel, and definitely download the BYJU'S exam prep app. Once you download the app, you get a number of free material, mock test series, you get a number of things, material of their quizzes, right? So join the Telegram channel, because in our Telegram channel also there are people who are asking very relevant doubts and we are also answering them. Okay, chalo, till then, bye bye, take care, see you again very soon. Have a great time ahead, have a great week ahead. Bye bye, take care, and thank you very much for having the patience to listen to this session. Thank you.